The Whine and Cheese Show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheeese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
One is a wanker, one's like it's stunts, one's from Australia, one's from the Bronx.
Snack size.
80% of people feel more included in the metaverse than in real life.
I can see that, definitely.
Yeah,
I could see
absolutely.
that. So there's a lot of people with especially kind of mental health issues that are really thriving in this atmosphere. People that aren't really good at socializing or, you know, making friends or even going outside, which is this girl. And, you know, you get to actually let people see your talents rather than yourself. And it really makes a huge difference.
And that could be, there's social aspects of that, like just generalized social stuff, but there's also like your professional life. Like there's people who could never, you know, envision or cope with dealing in an office environment or something, but if they can work remotely from home, then, you know, it opens up a whole different range of opportunities.
Exactly.
Very good. So that was kind of cool.
So what they say, more than 120 billion has been invested in building out metaverse technology and infrastructure in 2022 to take advantage of the nearly three quarters of consumer worldwide who promise to focus more on their mental well-being and are flocking to the metaverse to seek inspiration. So we have amazing artists, amazing software engineer type people who can watch a YouTube video and learn something like that, you know, but they can't just go out and be like socialize.
Yep. And there's a lot of people with all the COVID lockdowns and that went on worldwide that, you know, whether they started to work from home because it was a company directive or whether they lost their job and expanded into different opportunities. I know the place that I work are struggling to find people. The place where my wife works are really struggling to find people because people just, there seems to be far less interest in the kind of, I don't know how to describe it, those kind of boots on the ground jobs.
Yeah. And it's gonna drastically change how people recruit, how companies kind of their rules. It's gonna shift the power from the companies to the people. A lot of people don't like this, but they're gonna have to evolve and adapt. Like that's the way of the world.
Yep. I think these are some good stats here if you want to go through those.
80% of consumers find the metaverse to be a much more inclusive place. Yeah, 63% had no idea they had been in the metaverse all this time. True. 85% like that they can change their appearance as they desire. I stay a dork. 79% say they're friends within the space, accept them for who they are rather than what they look like. It's true. It's very true.
Absolutely. Like you and I were kicking around, well, aside from me calling you bro and all that for a while, so
Yeah,
I guess you got to deal with that, but like,
yeah, it's still very bro. Bro.
When was the first UDU? Were you in the UDU meeting number one?
Yeah. I didn't put my camera on though.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was very shy. Like I was the first time I put my camera on, I think was maybe around the 6th or 7th one. And I think DJ was leading that one. And towards the end, he was like, I see Cheese is on. You want to say anything, Cheese? And
I just slid off your chair.
I slid off my chair and hid under my desk. Yeah. And then I started practicing with Ben and I got to be a lot more, you know, outgoing. I did some practice with Uplando. And yeah, like I definitely had a lot of help and I appreciate it. Thank you.
How about you, TD? Like you're somebody who's moved pretty much full time into the space. How about like in your peripheral, like you're in real life, not bubble, but your real life friends and all that sort of stuff.
Who?
What's the kind of
Exactly.
well, what's the word on the street as far as
Hmm.
metaverses and NFTs and that sort of stuff? Is it still like, what the hell are you doing now?
No, there's definitely, people have heard something. It's likely negative, at least in my experience. Yeah, all of the people that I know that aren't in the metaverse or NFTs probably won't be, because they've already formed their opinion. It's going to take like a long time for that to change.
They won't have an option soon. I think. in the
Right.
near
Yeah.
future, they're going to be forced into it.
Right.
Yes.
And I think there's a way that you can approach that without getting too much pushback from those
Charge
type-
them 50%
yeah.
tax.
Exactly.
So like that was a discussion Ben and I were having with Meta, like in order to put your stuff onto Facebook as a platform to buy and sell NFTs, because they want to do that in the future, they're charging 45% tax. But here's
Wow.
the thing. They're doing everything for you. You don't have to learn anything. So all you pretty much have to do is, I want to create an NFT. You upload something. They kind of like hold your keys and your wallet and this and that, and you could do it through them. So like grandma or your cousins or your friends who are like, NFTs, I don't want to do that. But then they're like, oh, this is easy. Oh, they only take 45%. Sure. Whatever.
Crazy.
So it's like people like us that know how to do it and want to learn stuff will be on the better side of this, like this aisle. But people who are like, NFTs, yeah, if it's easy, I'll do it. 45%, yeah, sure, why not? I don't care anyway.
Yep.
So there's a market for that. If you want to market to really lazy mofos who don't want to learn anything.
rich people, right? People with so much money, they don't care about.
Exactly. Or not even that much money, because like Facebook will only take the 45% if you sell the NFT. So if they don't sell it and they just make it.
On what chain are they doing that though? Probably ETH.
No, that's another thing. They haven't really specified, because that's always my question, right, Ben? I'm like, what blockchain is this? And
Right.
they never specified it.
Who knows? I like this part too. It says metaverse identity is an extension of our many identities in the real world. We are accustomed to constructing pseudo identities for ourselves at work, in our personal lives, with friends and family, and on social media. Brands are learning that identity and personality are two different things and not always interlinked. I can speak to this as an example. Yesterday at my job, we had like a end of holiday period kind of big party. So I wore like basically like a Australian themed Hawaiian shirt over the top of what is a long sleeve shirt with skulls and crossbones all down the sleeves. And one of the parents is like, oh, she kind of made a joke like, well, that's a fancy looking shirt, but I guess that's what you wear all the time. And I'm like, no, this one on the outside is not my personality. The skull and crossbones down the sleeve, that's closer to my personality. She thought that was pretty funny.
So I just found out Paxos and Coinbase let users send and receive USDP. So that, like, I know they had something with DM, but they're going to be using the Paxos dollar. If that makes sense to anybody here. Does it make sense to me?
Doesn't make sense to me. It's a weird one for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a really good point. Like, some of the stuff that Cheese and I knock about with, there's no way I'd say that to anybody else.
We are
because I know I
accustomed
can
to,
get away with it.
we are accustomed. Wait, say what?
Like, who I am when I go to work as a kindergarten teacher is not who I am when I'm with my own kids. It's not who I am when I'm out shopping. It's not who I am when I'm on this show. It's not who I am when I'm in DMs with you, you know? Everybody has their, exactly what it says, pseudo identities.
We have many masks.
Yes, that's what we always say.
I'm wearing mine now.
Don't let it slip. Don't let it slip.
We are accustomed to constructing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. You really said it. Sway to identities for ourselves at work, in our personal lives, and with friends and family. Yeah.
I mean, if you got to go to, what do you guys do? Thanksgiving or something, and you got to go and deal
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
drunken Uncle Frank.
I have an
No.
Uncle Frank.
Well, there you go.
Fire samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. People that fire samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky. People that fire samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. People that fire samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky.